have to deal with you and your mess. They don't. Oh my God.
If I was married, I still wouldn't put my husband first.
Damn!
It's my
Wait a
life.
minute, hold on.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Okay.
I cannot make this make sense. I'm willing to give it up for the right man, but absolutely. Hello, people, and today is June the 19th, and I hope you're celebrating Juneteenth. I did come across a podcast that was recently released, I suppose, and it included several young ladies that use their body to make money. And also, Miss Candace Owens was at that particular podcast, and she was sharing her thoughts, and they all were sharing their thoughts on marriage. I can't wait to delve into some comments I have for some of the ladies, and also my perspective on marriage as your wife coach of 25 years. Older women teaching the younger women how to love their husbands. I'm excited to talk about this podcast today, so let's get into it. So first I'm going to share with you the video and clips of the video and some of my perspectives on it, but I definitely want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think about what some of the young ladies were saying. I want you to remember that this is a conversation, so please drop a comment, ask me a question, tell me what you think. I'd be more than happy to share my thoughts on your comments. So let's go, let's see what this is all about.
Because I mean, if a guy said, yes, I do want to marry you, then you wouldn't have this perspective of I'm not putting a man first, right?
I would never put a man first because even though this is my life. You know what I'm saying? This is my life.
But if you were married...
If I was married, I still wouldn't put my husband first.
Damn!
It's my
Wait
life.
a minute, hold on.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Okay, so this is how I feel. I feel like you should take care of yourself.
How many girls agree with her? Just out of curiosity.
I halfway agree with her.
Okay.
Halfway.
Anybody else agree?
Okay, because I just feel like that could be why he doesn't want to get married, right? If you're saying like even if we get married, I'm putting myself first and I'm not putting you first. If I was a dude and I heard that, like I would definitely say, okay, then I'm not going to marry you.
It's also about coming together. You know what I'm saying? It's also about a union. And I'm saying what I'm saying is there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people nowadays that doesn't understand what a union is.
Well, I would argue potentially that you're that person because you just said if we got married, I would still put me first. That's not a union.
Me first, though? Would a man put his wife first?
Yes.
So you should always
Yes.
What I'm saying is I feel like you should always put yourself first. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to a guy, you shouldn't put a guy over yourself. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So I would offer that in a very productive marriage there is no I versus, it's just we. Like I am in a partnership, a team, me and my husband. The concept of putting me first, even saying that just sounds so crazy to me in a marriage. Like I've never thought it once. It's just, it's us, it's the kids, it's our family. Like I becomes we. And so I would just say like maybe when you put that out there to a guy, like I, then they say, okay, maybe this isn't marriage material because she's telling me that even if I give her everything and I have the potential, then the risk of losing everything, that she still would not make any sacrifices in her life. And
I can agree with what you're saying. I can agree with your statements. But what I'm saying is I haven't came across a traditional man like that as of now. So I'm going to focus on myself.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to highlight that it's a specific kind of man that you're talking about. Yes. If a guy doesn't want to get married, but also fair, if you're saying the same thing, you're attracting that specific kind of a person. Do you know what I mean? If you're like, I'm all about me, then he's like, okay, cool, I'm all about me too.
Can I backtrack off that?
Yeah,
but like I told my husband like day one, I want to get married.
I've been
you know what I mean? I was like, no games. It's a we. When are we getting married? When are we having kids?
Right,
we.
I can agree with that, but then some people have different goals from other. My number one goal is to be a star, not to be married.
Okay, fair.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying if that might be why you're not getting married.
Yeah, I don't care to get married.
Yeah, it's just it's feeding each other.
I really don't care to get married.
Which is fine.
Can I just a question real quick? Who's your role model in drop game?
Okay, stopping right there. A quick interlude. So that was a mouthful. She puts herself first. She's not looking to be married, and she can't see or imagine why putting a man first would be something to do. And she doesn't think that a man will put her first. Immediately, it screams to me, this young lady, she's not had a man in her life. Not a father figure, maybe not a brother that she can look up to, an uncle. She hasn't had a good experience with men. And so based on the experiences that she has had or she's witnessed or she's seen, she can't imagine putting them first because obviously they haven't put her first, or maybe her mom, or there's some kind of trauma behind this particular statement. It just seems like she's crying out for some help. She definitely needs some help because to have that particular view, it tells you everything about her upbringing. I agree with what Miss Candace Owens was saying. She said it was not I, it was we. The only way you can get to that point is by seeing it, having seen it or experienced it in some way, or having a faith and a belief. I know that Miss Owens she's Catholic, and I think a large part of her position comes from her beliefs, and that we have to understand that we are going to move, we're going to conduct ourselves. We're going to live our lives based on our beliefs. So this particular young lady, the fact that she says she wants to be a star, I don't know that she has any belief that she's relying on. I don't know that she has any foundation, and she certainly hasn't seen it in a man. So she's pretty much just like a wild flower. She could be a hidden gem, a diamond in the rough, where she just needs some refining and some polishing. I'm not sure, but with the right exposure, I think that she can get to that place. It's going to take someone a lot of patience, a lot of love, a lot of understanding, a lot to pull her out of this frame of mind, this way of thinking. But it just screams to me that she just needs to see something that's a little bit more successful in terms of a relationship between a man and a woman. So that's the first thing that comes across my mind, and then just the thought that she doesn't want to put anyone before herself. So essentially, she is her focus. And the first thing that you learn as a wife, or the first thing that you have to understand or accept, is that we were not created for ourselves. We were not created to worship ourselves, to put ourselves on pedestals, to have everyone at our feet. Everyone is there to serve us. We are actually made as servants. We are to serve others. We are to serve our husband, our children, our church, our community. We're to serve others. That's what our design is for. And it's not to say that other people won't serve us, our husbands. And that's what they were saying. Will your husband put you first? Absolutely. He will absolutely put you first, especially if he loves you. And a husband is commanded to love his wife. So when everyone is walking in the proper roles that they're supposed to walk in, it's very easy to accept those responsibilities, or accept that you're not there to just simply focus on yourself, that you're there to focus on someone else. So it's just a lot of different concepts that it's difficult for her to wrap her head around, because maybe she's not seen it. And that's why I often say that when we get married, we have a community that's watching us, that we have people that surround us and that we are liable for. So we should put our best foot forward. We should be on our best behavior. We should be trying to evolve. We should be trying to improve. We should try to really be successful in our marriages, just so that we can show people that this exists. We can show people that it's possible.
Guys, you do not have to do it alone. You do not have to struggle. Reach out to me, AprilMbakop.com. Married for 25 years. I'm here as your wife coach to help you through the tough spots. Just schedule your call with me.
Right.
How many of those actually want to get married on the panel, real quick? Oh, everybody.
It's too late.
Everybody? Okay. All right, just out of curiosity. All right. So for you said that you're putting career first. Question for you. Do you think, after putting your career first, being a dancer, being involved in the work that you're in, that you're going to find your dream man at the end of the line?
Yes, because my career doesn't define me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a completely different woman. I can separate my business and what I do from my actual personal life. Bro? Right, I was just about to ask that. What's
something
funny?
in my throat. Sorry, my bad. Fresh.
Sorry, continue.
Okay, so basically, like how she was saying, like, when I do get into a relationship or an engagement, like even with my ex-fiance, I tell everybody what I do up front. Like, look, I do this, that, and the third. Do you want to be a part of it or do you not? You know what I'm saying? You can have the password to my phone. You can, anything to make you feel comfortable. And with my engagement, he was like, well, I don't want you to work. I don't want you to do anything. He had money. He took very good care of me. He didn't want me to work. I did, because it's an emotional thing. I don't care about money. You know what I'm saying? Money is not a focal point for me.
Okay.
I'd rather be taken care of emotionally, you know, and feel safe. That's my biggest thing. I want to feel safe. If I make you feel safe, make me feel safe.
Okay, she has her talking points. She said, okay, she wants to feel safe. It's not all about money. I can understand that money is just an amplifier. Usually when there's money involved and there's any other issue, it just kind of amplifies the problem and makes it bigger because you can kind of coat over it. You can kind of hide behind having money, throwing money at problems and issues, thinking that the issue will fade or go away, but it doesn't. So I mean, she has her talking points, but how can she possibly think that being duplicitous, being two different people is acceptable? When I think it's hard for young people to understand that you're not always going to be in this place, in this headspace, in this frame of mind, like anything can occur that kind of shifts your thinking, shifts your focus, shifts your understanding of life. And then with that changing of the mindset, with that changing inside of you, you're no longer going to be able to be these two people at one time. One person is going to win over the other. I think a better way of saying this is that a slave cannot have two masters. He will either love the one or despise the other. She will either arrive at a place of, I like who I am when I'm this person, or I like what I receive when I'm that person. I like the attention. I like whatever she's getting from her occupation. I like this person over that person. At a point, she's going to have to choose. She herself, she can't imagine that she would get to a place where being two people, she'll be tired of being two people, tired of pretending, and then you don't know which way she's going to venture, whether she's going to venture in one way or the other. I don't even know which one is her normal state of being, which one isn't. How can this be acceptable? You have to think further than today, right now. Let's just continue this conversation.
Do you think your job at all might be impacting how they value you?
Yes and no. I say yes because the second you hear, oh, I'm a sexologist, I'm a dancer, I'm a whatever, I decide to tell you I'm on lifestyles. What do you think? You think escort, or you think she's just another stripper girl type situation? No. Yeah, I mean, it's honest. It's honest. It's honest.
This nigga.
That's automatically what you think. You know, especially when you see certain girls that are in the lifestyle, being dancers, being escorts, being whatever. That's how they present, and they don't care. Mm-hmm. But me, I have morals. I have values. My career does not define me. I'm a completely different woman from what I am, from what I work.
Your career doesn't define you, but what you permit, what you allow is how you've chosen your career. What you permit and what you allow is literally where you feel safe and comfortable. It doesn't have to define you because you have already defined yourself by choosing this occupation. Make it make sense. It's like you're trying to talk circles around someone by saying, oh, just because I do this, then, you know, it don't make me who I am. Just because I smoke don't mean I'm a drug addict. Just because, you know, I take, you know, cocaine doesn't make me, just because I drink, it don't make me an alcoholic. Just because, you know, I mean, and indeed it doesn't. It's the fact that you allow yourself to drink too much, too often is what makes you an alcoholic. It's the fact that if you now cannot live without drugs, it's what makes you a drug addict. It's because you chose that occupation is what made you this person. It's not because, oh, well, I'm a dancer, so it don't make me. You're talking backwards. People don't become doctors because, well, you know, I operate on people. It doesn't make me a doctor. You're absolutely right. It's because you went to school. You applied yourself in that way. You chose this particular path. You chose that path, and that's what makes you a doctor. And the fact that you're finally operating on people doesn't make you the doctor. No, it was the choice that made you the doctor. Just because I do math and everything doesn't make me an accountant. It doesn't. But because I went to school, I studied, I took the exams, I did this and that or whatever, that choice is what made me an accountant. Or that choice is what I went to school, I took the bar exam and blah, 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 blah. I chose to become a lawyer. And that is what makes me a lawyer. Not because I am now a paralegal. I know a few laws. I can recite this and that. That's not what makes a lawyer. I absolutely agree. So what are you talking about right now? Just because I dance doesn't make me that. What? No, because you chose that. That's what makes it. Okay, so let's keep going.
Me making money has nothing to do with the woman that I am.
Don't you think that what you're willing to do for work does define your value, though? Like you should say, like, these are not my values. I just do this for work. Like,
absolutely.
You know, I prostitute, but these are not my values. I just do this for work.
Yeah.
No, I'm just giving an example here, right? Like, I'm not sure that we can separate that, right?
I can.
Like,
I can.
Well, you can, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that I think for men,
Mhm.
and I don't want to speak for men, but
No.
like
Oh, no,
you're
don't worry.
telling them what
I
you're
know.
you're telling them what your values are
Yes.
when you say I do this and I do that and I do
Yeah.
this, right?
Mhm.
Like if I'm like they don't think that you're just performing per se.
I make them comfortable. Like I will tell you everything up front. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hide anything. I'm literally gonna show you everything up front. If you have any insecurities about what I do, if you have any questions, I'm like, look, babe, this is literally what I do. That's it. That's all.
So that would just so we can run your argument to a totally separate
Mhm.
career path. Like if that would be like me saying I sell crack to children, right? But I tell you that I sell crack to children, so my
True.
values are in
I see
check
what you're
because
saying.
I told you that I sell crack to children.
Okay, so let me also add, if I do get into a relationship, me telling you up front what I do, if you're not comfortable with that, I will not do it. If
No, fine. I'm not
if
saying
I
that, like,
value you
yeah.
enough where I'm like, okay, he's worth it. But I also know what type of man that I can give up my part of my income for.
Yo, okay, she's saying two separate things. First, she said that money doesn't define her. It's not about money, it's about emotional security. And that there was a person that was there who took good care of her, had money, had bank, whatever. So now she said it's not about the money, so I'm assuming that the relationship ended because they couldn't provide some emotional stability that she needed. But now she's saying that for her to give up her money, you just say money was not a factor. Didn't you just say that you knew you had a fiance who had money and took good care of her, this and that, but now and if they feel uncomfortable, you would potentially give up your money maker for them? Make it make sense. I think people are all over the place about what they're doing and they're willing to say anything just to win an argument. Like, you should have some hard points, some hard lines, and you should live according to that. And it shouldn't be flip-flopping based on who you're talking to just so that you can win an argument. Like, is that really what we're doing? Just trying to win arguments? We're not making clear points, standing on purpose, standing on our principles. I'm flabbergasted. And then you think, I'm gonna tell you everything up front. Do you even understand how men work? Do you even understand their possessiveness? Their need for exclusivity, their need for, yes, they do a lot of stuff, they do this and that with others, but they want their woman to be for them. They want their woman to be exclusively theirs. They don't want anyone. Like, a man knows within seconds the kind of woman you are, the kind of games he can play and run circles around you, whether you're serious or not, whether he can play a game or you are not, whether you're vulnerable, whether you're weak, whether they can size you up in seconds. And you're telling me that, well, just because I'm gonna tell him everything up front, he has to be comfortable with this. There's this notion and idea of, well, if the man isn't secure in himself, then he's gonna be jealous. That is how men work. They want their own. There is a woman for every man. There are too many women out here, too little men. They don't have to be with you if you want to be for the streets. They don't have to. They have the pick of the litter. There's too many that they can pick from. They don't have to deal with you and your duplicity. They don't have to deal with you and your mess. They don't. Oh my God. I cannot make this make sense. How I tell you everything up front, you just got to be cool with what I'm doing. But if you're not cool, then I'm willing to give it up for the right man. But he has to be a certain kind of way for me to give him my money. Absolutely. You should be in a relationship to pursue an end goal. You should be trying to find your spouse, your mate. But there is no man that's going to take you seriously. There is no man that's going to take you like, this is the one for me. I mean, she's showing everybody her body, but she's only coming home with me. Everybody can see everything, smell everything, and know her scent, know how she look and this and that. But at least she's mine. Like, who thinks like that? I have never met one man that thinks that way. I mean, let me just see if I can finish this.
And you separate your values from what you do. Like, even that example I just gave you.
It's easy. I can't really explain it. It's just easy. I just don't get lost in that world of being a dancer, being trapped in the erotic world. I don't get lost in it. Like, I'm very headstrong. So it's literally business. It's kind of like an actor. I can go on Seinfeld or Friends or whatever and be an actor, but it's completely different at home, So it's acting for me, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
and that's it. And then at home, I cook, I clean, I will do all the things of wifely duties, or and I'm happy.
Okay. So it's like acting. Okay, I can understand that. My husband's an actor. Everything he does, it doesn't represent who he is. Okay, but he performs in front of a camera. A camera is not to other people to stir their emotions and their feelings, to have visceral actions to him. It is not to truly scare or frighten or, any of those things. It is to portray something momentarily that is being captured so that it can be presented as a product. I totally understand that. But he is not acting and being that way an extended period of time for years, kind of always flipping on and flipping off every single day or however often, but it is often enough to call it a job. Okay. He's not doing that. There is no way you can pretend being a different person every day, every other day, and it not impact who you are, and not impact your character, your beliefs, what you accept, what you don't accept. There is no way. There's no way. So while I do believe that she feels like that she has a strength, and she's hard-headed and she's stubborn, I absolutely believe that she thinks she has a handle on this. That just means that she hasn't faced real temptation. She thinks she stands. And the Bible says, woe unto him who thinks he stands. And it's not likely that she's to be tempted unless she's in a real relationship and she really is committed to that relationship. She wants to see that relationship evolve into something a little bit more permanent. And that person is believing in her hard-headedness and her stubbornness and her ability to be able to switch in and out of character. Because, the devil works like that. He waits in the cut just to see, if he can trip us up when we least expect it. When we just know we're good. We've done this 1,000 times. It's not going to happen to me. We have this mindset. And those are the main times when he really comes with his biggest play. And we're not ready for it. We're not prepared. One drink too many. Somebody slips something to her. Anything can go wrong, and then you're in this place, you're in this space, you're in this environment where things pop off, and now you've ruined your chance at a long-term relationship with someone that you were really hoping to get there. I just don't think it's worth it. You could potentially lose, and for what? Since money does not matter to you, it's not that important. Is there not another job that's available for you? Is there not another opportunity that where you can go and sustain yourself? Is this really the only way that you can make money? That's where I will leave this conversation right now, because this actually goes on to enter several other topics, even pertaining their occupation choices, and I will continue that in the next video. So stay tuned, catch me on that video, and let me know what your comments are about this particular. It was very short, but I want to hear from you guys about what your thoughts are. Can you be two people? Can you constantly flip in and out and be something just for the sake of earning income? Or do you think that she would be kind of influenced by her occupation? Then you could date a girl who is a dancer, thinking that you can eventually make her your wife. Every man wants the church girl and the freak in the sheets. We understand that, but is that what this is? She going to be good outside of you, but then she's going to be amazing. Like, would she really yield that duplicity for your marriage or your relationship? I don't think that is sustainable. I don't think that she'll be able to get the outcome. It seems to me like she really sincerely wants to be married, but her mindset needs to change. She needs to shift her thinking, and hopefully she'll do it before it's too late. Okay, so I'm going to continue this questions on the next video, so see you there. Bye bye.